Welcome, I'm E.H. Howard, and this is Consider This. I need to learn how to say it like a PBS guy. Consider this. Consider This is where we talk about the moral and ethical issues that small businesses, home businesses, and solopreneurs face in their everyday businesses. So let's get into it, all right? All right, so today's is you receive a call from a new consumer, and let's just call him Mitch, okay? And Mitch is being, he's not being horrible. He's just asking questions, and he calls up and just says, I want to hear about your business. Could you tell me about some of your offerings, some of your services? Tell me a little bit more about what you do. And you give Mitch the standard sales pitch. Give Mitch the pitch, and he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good. Let me think about it, and I will get back to you." All right. Hangs up the phone. You're like, all right, I'll just put that over there in the maybe pile and we'll see what happens. You go to your next networking meeting, and as you walk in, in the mingling time, another member comes over to you, and they're coming in hot, like comet hot, like meteor hot. And you're like, what the hell? And they start kind of going at you and saying, I referred your business to somebody, and you were treating them like trash. They said, you didn't give them a discount. It's like, they just kind of keep coming at you. And your first reaction is like, what the fuck? I don't remember this. What's going on? And as they start talking more and more about the situation, the thing that pops up in your mind is you're like, is this Mitch? Was this person who called, was their name Mitch? And then it happens, all right? They chew you out even more. They're like, oh, so you remember it, et cetera, et cetera. So the question before us is, you now have this chapter member who is losing it on you. They're kind of going insane. A little bit unprofessional, if we're going to be really honest. And what do you do? What do you do? All right, now before you answer those, let's consider some options, okay? Now, this is a tough one because it's a bad situation, all right? The chapter member is coming in hot. They're feeling offended. They're feeling hurt. It is very emotional. So that kind of can cause us some issues. All right, number one, bing, bing, bing. Number one, what you can do is you push back on them, all right? You just like, with the BD energy that they're coming at you, you go back at them in the same way. Now, what does that get you? All right? And that's maybe some people, depending on the day and the time of the situation, that could quite easily be me. I have been known to push back on people for a number of reasons. And, we'll talk about that over on Patreon, some of my experiences and what I would do in this situation and things. I don't recommend pushing back on it, and this is why. What's it get you? What does it get you? Now all the chapter can see is this member yelling and screaming at you for some reason, okay? In the casual viewer's mind, you're the one that's being attacked here. You're the one that's being victimized, and rightly so, because that is actually what's happening. If you start to yell and scream back, then it becomes you. You look bad. You look worse. And for me, for a networking situation, I never want to look bad. All right. I always want to present myself in the best possible light. I never want to let them see me sweat. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to try and keep my cool 300%. Have I lost my cool at a networking meeting? Yeah, I have. Have I been proud of it? No, I'm not. Do I regret doing it? Hell yeah. But that's it. It feels good in the moment. You feel like you got a win under your belt, but now everybody else is kind of like, oh, that's not who I thought it was. That's not it is not a good look for you. Okay. Number two is you can let them rant and rave, and you can be like, okay, the meeting's starting. I need to go. Bye. And depending on the size of the chapter, you may never have to talk to them or deal with them again. You can keep it really professional, like, hi Bill, nice to see you, whatever. You do not, there's no reason you have to be everybody's best friend, and you don't have to like everybody in your group. But to me, depending on the situation, that might be the way to go. Okay, if the person coming at you, maybe this is not the first time that they've come at you, or they've come at other members of the chapter, what, like, kind of really suss out the situation. Number 3 is you can push back on them, but with facts. Okay, you need to go into your best Mr. Spock mode, go completely emotionless, and push back with facts and say, all right, you said your piece, I get to defend myself, I get to tell you what happened. Mitch called. Mitch never told me he was a referral from you. Mitch never gave me any indication that he knew you. He simply called up and asked for a price estimate. That's what I gave him. I treated him like I would any other new consumer that was calling my business, any other inquiry. If Mitch feels that I have treated him poorly or in some other way that was not professional, I will be glad to speak with him and apologize. But that was not my understanding of what the call was about. He didn't present himself in a way that led me to believe that he was a friend of yours, an associate of yours, whatever, and therefore I didn't treat him any different than any other customer. And if he was expecting a red carpet treatment just for picking up the phone and calling, then that's on him. I can't be responsible for that. Because that's how I treat I treated him like anybody else that would come in off the street. I didn't give him any kind of service that was different than that. So those are your 3 options. Now there's a fourth option. And actually it's not an option. It's not an option, actually. At some point, hopefully, someone in the leadership committee has seen what has happened, and will pull you aside and ask you. That is the ideal situation. That is the one that should happen. That is the one that is best suited. Because if that doesn't happen, then the rest of it kind of falls on deaf ears. So at some point, you need to talk to the president, the vice president, somebody in leadership, and say, this is what happened. I got this phone call. I didn't know. And I come into the meeting and Bill comes at me like a red hot comet, and he's cussing and fuming and spitting at me and just like angry as all get out. And not only do I feel like I was treated unfairly, I was treated unprofessionally. I was, denigrated in front of the group because all these people saw was Bill yelling at me and screaming at me, and, like, really lay out the situation. Because if that is something that's happening in the chapter, then the leadership team needs to address that, all right? Because it should be a very professional environment. So at some point, if the situation happens, you do need to talk to leadership. And if leadership hasn't reached out to you, then that's an issue too. So, all right. So to find out what I would do in this situation and kind of assess the situation further, pop on over to Patreon and we can talk about it there. We'll talk about something that I do, some of the ways that I would handle it, some of the other scenarios that kind of give you an assessment. No answer in any of this is right. No answer in any of this is wrong, because it is your background, your experience, your business, and it's you making the choices that are best for your business. So don't be shy. Don't think like you have to have a perfect answer. I'd also love to hear below in the comments what you would do, how you would handle it. Have you had this situation? If so, what happened? What did leadership come over and talk to you? Did they, address the concerns? Tell me everything. Because I want to learn more. I want to start having a dialogue about these things. I want to, my experience was my experience, but maybe other people have had other experiences on it. All right. Consider this comes out every week. And like I said, for the month of October, we are going to be talking about networking issues. So all of the considers this are going to kind of revolve around moral and ethical issues as far as networking. And not just groups, but networking in general, because networking takes greater forms than just groups and things. While you're here, smash and hit like. Check out the Small Business Talk Show, where we talk about some just crazy things that are affecting small and home businesses, solopreneur businesses. Consider this, which is this, where we talk about the moral and ethical issues. We have the 2-minute challenge, the 2-minute challenge, where we kind of do some blue sky creative, more fun kind of thinking about your business, and how to kind of grow it and expand it. Join me over on Patreon, because there we're going to actually learn the skills that go with everything, how to develop selling points, talking points, how to write 30-second commercials, how to engage with people in your networking group, how to write copy for your website, tell stories, all of those things. So pop on over there and you can start joining us for that stuff. Other than that, follow me on social media. I'm literally EH Howard everywhere. Links in the description below. And I will see you over on Patreon. If not, I'll see you in the next video.